Hi everybody, my name is Miracle Elise H. Trinidad. Our story for today is The Princess and the Toymaker. Once upon a time, there was a little princess who was used to having everything she wanted. She was so spoiled that she wouldn't let anybody have a new toy if she didn't have it first. So if any child in the land wanted a new toy, they had to buy two and give one to the princess. One day, a mysterious toy maker who invented the most wonderful toys came to the land. The princess liked his toys so much that she invited him to spend an entire year in the castle, promising him great wealth if he made her a new toy every day. The toy maker set just one condition. "My toys are very special and need an owner who will play with them," he said. "Will you be able to devote a little time to each one every day?" "Of course I will," the little princess replied impatiently. "I'd love to." From then on, every morning the princess received a new toy. Every day it seemed that there could never be a better toy, and every day the toy maker delivered a toy better than the previous ones. The princess appeared very happy. But the toy collection kept growing, and after a few weeks had passed, there were simply too many toys to play with all of them every day. So one day, the princess put a few toys to one side, hoping that the toy maker wouldn't notice. However, when it was nighttime, the princess was ready to go to bed. The toys had been put away, lined up in front of her, and demanded their daily playtime. The little princess couldn't get enough sleep until well past midnight because she had to play with every single toy. Next day, tired after all her efforts, the princess slept very late. In the little time left of the day, she had to get to know a new toy and then play with all of the others too. Once again, she finished very late and was so tired she could hardly stop yawning. From then on, every day was a little bit worse than the one before. The same amount of time, but with one extra toy to play with. The princess was so exhausted and sleepy, she barely had time to enjoy playing. To make matters worse, the toys were getting more and more angry because the time she had spent playing with them was becoming shorter and shorter. Within a few weeks later, she only had time to go from one toy to another, eating as she played, talking as she played, bathing as she played, even sleeping as she played. She constantly changing toys just like a terrible nightmare, until one day, as she was looking out of her window, she saw some children playing with a stone next to the castle. I have an idea," she said, and she sent for the children. They turned up gloomy, wondering whether she would force them to hand over their stone, just as she had done many times before with other toys. But the princess didn't want the stone. Surprisingly, she only wanted them to play with her and share her toys. When they'd finished playing, the princess let them take home the toys they liked the most. The idea had worked. The princess could enjoy herself without having too many toys to play with. Even better, she had new friends. From then on, she did the same thing every day and invited more children to the castle to share her toys. When it was time for the toy maker to leave, the 365 fantastic toys he had made had all been shared out. The palace had turned into the best playroom in the kingdom. The moral of the story is sharing is caring. When we share, we win more friends. Thank you very much for listening to my story.